get your sister to rumble me for real.
Bro,
For real. For real.
All I needed to hear, bro. Going home ASAP, next flight.
Cause he told me the night before, like, when we get on the boat, I'm gonna call you downstairs to the boat. I'm gonna tell all the girls to go upstairs, and I wanna you.
Is what she's saying justifying the smack? No. Because would I have smacked her? No.
Talking about, yeah, one of the and all these different things, and it's like, bro, after that, I apologize. We was kissing.
Where you at, Berto?
Deshae Frost destroyed his career.
The evidence of me literally, you know what I'm saying, like, girl or anything like that. Me and my ex joke about it or whatever things, but I'm not that type of person.
I'm gonna call you downstairs
Did we see the same footage, y'all?
to the boat. I'm gonna tell all the girls to go upstairs, and I wanna with you. It's all because I didn't want to. And he found out that I told the other girls.
Ain't that crazy how evil the world is? Deshae held it in and didn't leak it until he didn't get a call. And she's saying she gonna sister. What is this?
Recently, Deshae Frost has been going through the worst 48 hours of his life after a video resurfaced showing him getting into an altercation with a girl while filming his show that left a lot of the internet completely speechless because the actions that were detailed were completely disgusting, with him getting physical with this girl after it seemed like they had an altercation, her even going on live to explain the situation, and most recently Deshae dropping an entire video trying to break down in detail why the events that happened in the first place went down. Even the people that were involved in releasing and leaking this footage aren't doing any good either.
Hey, I just want to let y'all know, if you guys don't know what's going on, pretty much Deshae Frost, he got caught tonguing a woman in her face through the wig flew off her damn head. And I'm not saying that to be funny or nothing, but it's just like, that's actually what happened. So I'm hitting y'all with a 2-for-1 today. You know, I could have made this into 2 videos, but my brother here, what's bro's name again? Novely here. He pretty much is breaking this all down, and Deshae also responded. So that's what we're getting into today, y'all. Come on.
Because they were apparently an ex-editor who was holding on to this for years and then even leaking more footage after Deshae's response. It gets pretty muddy, but I want to break down this entire situation. So why don't we start from the very beginning with who even are any of these people and how do we get here in the first place?
Let's do it.
If you don't, that's okay. I see all the things, the streamers and all these things and saying things just like that. That's cool. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But I know that this is just another thing that I'm going to go through and push through. And yeah.
This altercation with Deshae starts way back years ago when he was still running his show, where he would fly out a bunch of girls and try to make entertaining content.
Oh, so this is old. I didn't even know that. I guess it makes a little sense. His hair looked a little bit shorter.
Like going to different locations with them, having them in yachts, buying out entire B&Bs, and just filming a lot of content with them, doing the wild and crazy things he can think of in order to entertain the rest of his audience. And that girl right there named Deshae was one of the people he actually brought out in order to film his show with. Unfortunately for him, she was not going for any of the runaround or any of the crazy things he wanted to do on the show. She was giving Deshae a lot of pushback to the point they left a lot of it in the final cut of the actual production, which led to multiple altercations that even happened. You can go to the YouTube video right now and see them arguing consistently, see them going crazy, and even at one point seeing Deshae throw an entire water bottle at her.
It's too hot for that.
Shut up.
Bro, you have to get your sister to rumble me for real.
Bro,
For real. For real. Get your sister. Shut
Oh my God.
Shut up. What's wrong with you? Don't even take it that far on camera. Do not take it that far.
Home tonight. I do not give a bro. Bro, what the bet that all I needed to hear, bro. Going home ASAP, next flight.
The fact that a lot of these things were still left in the show for drama and entertainment purposes is honestly crazy looking back at it. Because even at the time, I feel like if I was making commentary videos and saw this stuff, Deshae would have to be talked about in the weird ways that he is interacting with some of these women.
Bro, and you know, it looks like Deshae kind of calmed down from that, making that type of content. But if you guys remember, at the time, Kai Cenat was chiming in, DDG was chiming in. Everybody was looking at Deshae like, hold on, bro. Like, you're moving too crazy, gang. Like, you don't need to do this. Like, yeah, if you want to make the girl content, cool, but you're an entertaining dude. You're a funny guy. Like, everything don't need to be girls, drama, and this and that. And honestly, now that he's slowed down from that type of content, I feel like Deshae has shown and proved that he's an entertaining content creator. Like, that is not the only thing that he brings to the table. Yeah, I mean, he do be on that freaky shit. We know that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, sometimes your hit pass you can't outrun your past, because now look, you was doing that and running that play for so long. Look what's going on now, bro. At the end of the day, I'm not making excuses for it. You should never put your hands on a woman. So if this is how you gonna have to deal with it, honestly, respectfully, man, that's just what it is, bro. You made some bad decisions and you're gonna have to deal with the consequences. But I really hope that he can learn from this and understand, like, bro, you're not supposed to be moving like this as a man, straight up.
The weird ways he goes about doing these things, because even though he holds some level of power over them, consistently flying them out and being the main reason why they're there in the first place, and being the reason as to why they are going to leave. Because even in those clips right there, he threatened to have her just get sent back home, and he's basically holding that over them as some sort of power, which is, again, weird, disturbing, and odd behavior. But on top of that, this is already an entire situation altercation when it happened, because a lot of people already at the time didn't like the way that he was talking to her, and was genuinely curious why it was just her he was going back and forth with on a consistent basis. It just seemed out of place compared to how he was interacting with all of the other girls that happened to be on his show. But it got 10 times worse, because we recently saw a leaked video where he actually put his hands on this girl while arguing with her.
Yeah, let's block that out. Let's block that out. Yeah, if y'all want to go see the clip, man, you're gonna have to go watch it somewhere else, because my dog Dior just told me that YouTube took his video down, so we blocking all this out.
Nah.
But he slapped the wig off that hoe.
Weirdo.
I'm just coming downstairs, bro. Too much.
Now, I should not have to explain to any of my viewers why this is disgusting, deplorable, and straight up weird behavior. I know the word weird gets overused often, but this genuinely is disturbing and weird behavior to the fullest extent, and shouldn't have even happened, because I don't know how blurred it's going to be for y'all, but in the original video, you can see that they were just arguing, going back and forth. There was no hands exchanged by anyone except for Deshae after he put his hands on her and proceeded to walk away. The person obviously uploading this happened to be Deshae's editor, leaking this footage and talking about the reason as to why he wasn't going to be back on his show. But a lot of people were wondering what more context could be provided for the situation. As I told y'all before, they were already bickering and going back and forth to the point where he actually added some of those parts into his full show. And so the girl that was actually in that situation, Deshae, decided to spark up a live and talk about why she was going through this altercation with him in the first place.
Like, a lot of the girls that was on the show with me, they had with Deshae. I never had him. He wanted to have with me. I didn't want to have him. So the night before the video that's going viral right now, I came up with a plan, because he told me the night before, like, when we get on the boat, I'm gonna call you downstairs to the boat. I'm gonna tell all the girls to go upstairs, and I want to have you. I'm not paying that nigga no money. So when he tells me that, I come up with a plan, and I tell the
This is nasty work, bro. This nigga Deshae was really moving like Diddy, gang. Jesus.
other girls, I'm like, tomorrow he gonna try to me. I'm gonna need y'all to, like, keep me with y'all.
This nigga was scheduling cheeks. In all my life, I'm gonna be honest, bro. A nigga, you know, as a grown-ass man, you have relations, you deal with women how you deal with them. But I have never been like, yo, shorty, after this, I'm trying, like, I don't know, like, I like organic interactions. I like, you know, we have a nice date, you know, we vibing, and if we, you know what I'm saying, catching that vibe in the moment and it gets to that, cool. But you just straight up like, yo, hey, man, I'm trying to, am I tripping for that? Is anybody else can relate to me like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not talking about, like, you going back and forth with your girl like, oh, you look so good, I can't wait to come home and, you know, get to it. Like, just the way he's moving, you collaborating with a girl, you just walking up to her, it's like, hey, man, I want to have relations. Isn't that a little odd?
Weirdo.
It's feeling like some Diddy activity, bro, but hey, maybe that's just me, man.
Like, no, she not going downstairs. Like, long story short, I'm just making a long story short. The day of the boat come, we go through with the plan. He peeped the plan. He's mad as shit. He like, they're trying to keep her up here. I want her to come down here. No, I don't want him. Like, it's all because I didn't want him. And he found out that I told the other girls that I didn't want to have him. And he got mad and he snapped. Threw my wig. I didn't remember how I just know he had me.
Deshae Freaky Frost getting mad because he cannot sleep with someone seems so simple yet so accurate, and genuinely no one is surprised by this information. Deshae, every time he gets into a controversy, is always because of how he acts towards women that are around him. The last time he was in a very big controversy and on the verge of cancellation was because he went up to a random woman in a Target and started talking crazy to her, and then got surprised when her brother tried to confront.
Okay, that's damn Deshae, bro. Damn. Nice. I think I remember reacting to that, and I said what I said, man. The one thing about me, I ain't trying to save face with none of these niggas, bro. That shit was
weirdo
activity. Overly.
Confront her and tell him that that's something he should not be doing, and wouldn't take accountability or responsibility in that situation at all. So I'm not surprised to hear that Deshae is going to go all out or be rude towards someone because they will not sleep with him. That actually lines up. It makes a lot of sense by the way that he's behaving, and if you go back and look at some of these scenes from his show, you can kind of pick up that same vibe from what we are seeing on there.
I'm here, but I'm talking to you. Can you hear me talking? It's good, bro. It's like him. Are you fucking me or don't think
I don't think
I'm not gonna fuck you. So you don't want to fuck me. So what?
Send one to ask me something.
Okay, but like I said, you want to ask me?
Referring to this as him being put.
is this I'm not trying to make light of the situation, but it just happens to actually fit the description. Is this just like short man syndrome? where they just be angry and shit. You know how like Chihuahuas, they have like that small dynamic. It's like y'all small, so you just extra aggressive and shit. Is that what we're seeing play out in real life?
She would be generous because this man is consistently antagonizing her, consistently putting his hands on her, yelling, going back and forth with her. This is going beyond pushy. And the fact that on her live, she talked about having an excuse that if anytime Deshae comes up, she's going to talk about her and the other girls are trying to talk about something. We saw that in full display in that last clip where he was trying to talk to her. And when she tried to walk away, he grabbed her and she just said, hey, they're trying to talk to me about something, or hey, I'm trying to discuss something with them. You can obviously see Deshae was not having that. He was not okay with that. And he was genuinely annoyed, all because she did not want to do anything with him. And he took it to the farthest extent possible by eventually putting his hands on her, which he was able to cut out because he has full control over all the footage and everything that goes on in his show before final production. And unfortunately for Deshae, this seemed like it was going to be the nail in the coffin for his career. The reaction on the internet was not positive at all. No one was actually on his side, and people that were supposed to do collabs with him or even be friends with him were disowning him and saying they probably can't do anything with him anymore because they don't like these actions that are displayed.
I don't support this at all, man. You should never lay your hands on a woman, no matter what it is, man. Is it canceled? I mean, I don't know, bro. I mean,
you see these niggas grifting too, man. You know, shout out to Jason. We ain't got no problem with you niggas, but like, even that answer, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna give some grace in the sense that I'm not friends with these guys, so it's easy for me to just be straight up, hey man, weirdo. But I would imagine you my close homie, we've collaborated, we're dealing with each other in real life, and then you see that they pop out and do some crazy and weird shit. I guess you would be more like, damn, like just disappointed, like just disappointed. But at the end of the day, you can't justify certain shit. There's really nothing to justify. It's like, nigga, unless shorty got that heat in your face, you know, trying to stab you, trying to take you out, there's really no reason why you should ever be putting your hands on a woman. Just straight up. And we looking at the scenario, we looking at the digital footprint. You're always on some freaked out shit. You always, you know, beefing with girls. Even that's just weird. It's like, why are you always beefing with girls? And you got to ask yourself, why do you keep ending up in these situations? Why is it always seem to be a similar scenario? You talking to girls crazy, you beefing with girls, you trying to muscle up on them, you know what I'm saying, getting in their face and all types of, you stupid, calling them out their names. And it gets to a point where it's just like, damn, bro, you gonna have to look in the mirror and take some accountability as a man, bro. Like, you moving crazy, bro. And I don't wish nothing bad on you. I hope that you can make it out of this, but it's like, do you deserve it though? You moving crazy, bro.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I don't think I can do it, bro. I don't think I can do it. Yeah, and I was told, like, bro, my sponsors, they're like, nah, bro, this shit crazy. Yeah. And I'm
not for you again.
This video, I don't support these actions. It's just fucking insane, bro. Is what she's saying justifying the smack? No. Because would I have smacked her? No, I wouldn't have smacked her. Because at the end of the day, none of those words would have got to me because she not doing nothing to my sister. Whoever dropped this definitely want to see him go down. Was he wrong? Yes, they've been plotting it on Deshae. It's kind of hard when you see somebody you fuck with.
If you were a longtime viewer of this channel, you probably already know how I feel about Freaky Frost and his weird actions well before this, and how he definitely should have been out of the limelight when it comes to content creation. So seeing people actually put action to these words that they have been saying about not liking Deshae's actions or not being okay with the things that he's doing actually makes me very happy, because he should have been out of here from past events that have already occurred. Yeah, since the entire internet was against Deshae, demeaning his actions, collabs that he had planned, pulling out, sponsors not being okay with it, and a lot of people all around just not being happy with what they were seeing from him, and in that video clip and the other stuff that had resurfaced because of it, Deshae had to come on here and give a response in order to try and fix the situation that was going on.
Before this video starts, I want to say it's never okay woman. I know I might clip farm a lot and say things or whatever for clips or anything, but at no point should a man ever put hands on a woman. And I take full accountability and responsibility for that, and I'm sorry. And I've expressed that to her after situations 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and everything from this video, I just want to get that across. I'm not making excuses. I did a fucked up thing, and I appreciate everybody, you know, getting on my ass and all these things, but I just wanted to tell my truth about everything just led up. Came on the show, I brought her on the show and everything, and during the whole show, she was the only person who was literally like, I don't know, like physical, and she was doing these things which I had to cut from YouTube videos because of monetization. All these things going back and forth and yelling, going back and forth and doing these things. And what happened at the boat situation is that we were yelling, arguing, and she had just said things. I heard she said that I did this because I couldn't fuck, like, or something like that. Bro, that argument happened, whatever, because she was saying crazy things which I had to cut out, and saying crazy things about my family. If you guys know me,
again, Deshae, bro, sounds good, and I hear some accountability in your response, but the thing is, when it comes to shit like this too, bro, the words ain't matching the actions, bro. And if this happened 3 to 4 years ago, and we're still talking about, you know, we're still have clips of you a couple weeks ago, you know, being freaked out and talking a certain way, and say, it's like, why do you keep ending up in these scenarios? That is the question. And you can't really answer it because you in the fire now. You can't really answer it because you in the fire now. So it's easy in the fire to be like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have did this, I shouldn't have did that. But where is this reflection, you know, coming off of that situation that happened 2 to 3 years ago? Because we literally just had you in controversy with the Target situation, a few months ago. So it's just like, I'm not really sure if Deshae really has processed this from 3 years ago and has actually made the changes. I'm looking at this now, it's like, okay, I'm glad you're taking accountability. But honestly, bro, all this extra verbiage of what she was saying, it don't justify it though. So it's really no reason for you to bring it up. Honestly, the only thing you should be saying is, I fucked up, what you said. I'm sorry, what you said. I take accountability, what you said, period. Now I got to deal with the consequences of this shit. We don't really care about what the fuck she did or didn't do. Unless you said that she had a knife at your neck, nigga. Other than that, there's no reason for you to put your hands on her, period.
I'm a very family man. She's talking about my sister, fuck your sister, all this other shit. She could all crazy shit had to cut out. She was all doing this. My family, talking about my family members, my different type of things, just up and being big and bad.
Deshae's explanation for why all of this happened in the first place being because she was talking bad about his family. They were going back and forth, arguing on a consistent basis, and apparently even had moments where she was getting physical with him. Which, okay, I could see that being a possibility and definitely happening. Again, if you go back and watch that show, they were arguing on a consistent basis, talking bad about each other all of the time. There are so many more solutions that could have happened before he got physical with her. That was the most unnecessary part of this. And he says he's not using this as an excuse, but the way that he's framing it and the way that he's talking about it definitely seems like these are meant to be excuses for his actions, which he himself apparently even demeans. So at the end of the day, this should have been a 1-minute video saying he is sorry, he shouldn't have done this, and not really giving any explanation, because I don't think there is one that he could provide that people would be okay with. The other thing that he mentioned is that it definitely wasn't about him being unable to sleep with her, which to me and a lot of other people was actually pretty hard to believe, because again, her own story lines up with the footage that you were able to see, along with the fact that when you go back and rewatch a lot of these things, he's seen being very pushy, getting physical with her outside of just putting his hands on her. But I'll let him explain further, because he has more in-depth reason as to why it definitely wasn't about him being able to sleep with her.
With that situation, I seen things that she was doing, she was saying, talking about, yeah, when the fuck and all these different things, and it's like, bro, after that, I apologize. We was kissing, and I'm gonna put clips in here too, but we was kissing, and you're saying you didn't let me, you didn't want me to fuck.
Why you kiss? Again, bro, and this is where I try to, I just said it, I'm gonna stop pausing a lot, because I feel like I really said everything that has to be said. You didn't truly process this. You didn't truly look at this situation and be like, I need to stop doing this. Because if you did, you wouldn't be kissing on the girl that you just smacked in the head. You'd be like, no, I need to get away from this girl. And she needs to stay far away from me. She's talking. You just said that you smacked her because she was talking crazy about your sister. Why would you ever want to have relations and be kissed up on somebody that it was talking crazy about your fam, that you said you are such a family man and care so much about? Like, no, I want you far away from me. I don't want nothing to do with you, period. So again, all this is just yap, essentially, respectfully. You're just making excuses. Like bruh said, this video should only been 1 minute long of you saying, I'm sorry, I'm taking accountability, I shouldn't have did that, and now I got to deal with the consequences. I hope the Lord gives me grace and the opportunity to prove to y'all that, you know, I'm going to do better. And I don't know how, and you know, you just got to deal with it. The good, the bad, the ugly.
We didn't fuck, but after you literally gave me, and I don't not to put your business out there, but you gave me Yeah, another thing, just even things like even she's doing now, just saying that like when she sees my sister, she's gonna fight her and do these things. She's been waiting up like all this time to see her in person that is up, and you felt all these things, and it's just like, bro, 3 years later, what was this energy 3 years ago when that thing actually happened? All these things, and mind you, she said way more worse things that, you know, that I'm not even gonna say crazy things just about my sister and her personal things and doing things and just changes in my family.
But you still clapped her
after. Kind of just, I feel like people in that type of era and that energy just rubbed off on me, and that shit was wrong. That shit was wrong on my half and doing it.
You see his sister, you on that, promise you. Bro, I swear to God, bro, on my grandpa, I always be like, when I be scrolling on TikTok and I just like see a video of Brooklyn, I be like, can't wait to see this person. Like, even though I don't got no beef with her, like, I don't got no beef with her, like, and I was really sparing her because Gigi was her best friend, but they're not friends no more. And
a lot of what Deshae is saying does not make his actions look any better. If anything, it just makes the people around him, the people that are associated with him, seem a lot worse. Her, Deja, the girl in the situation, seeming a lot worse. We show clips of them kissing, being intimate afterwards, along with the fact that she was apparently on his stream, vibing with him, having fun, and just hanging out as if none of this stuff actually happened, well after all of these altercations and things went down. Again, these don't make Deshae's actions look any better. It doesn't justify him putting
all it does is show, okay, she's toxic and ratchet too. Like, okay, cool. She's toxic and ratchet too. She's like a Krishan Rock hoe. Okay, that's the type of individual she is. She on some Krishan Rock shit. Cool. That don't got nothing to do with you though. That don't mean that you supposed, just because that's how she moving. That's not you as a man. You just adopt that.
his hands on her. There is no excuses afterwards for people to be like, oh no, it's all right. I mean, just because she was chill with you afterwards, or you slapping her upside the head is all good. That's just not the case here. She just seems bad on the same level as Deshae. That's really all it is. And there were no good people in this story at all. And you truly start to realize that once Deshae talks about the editor who actually ended up leaking this footage and the whole reason as to why he did it in the first place.
That person who recorded, that is a person, that's somebody I've not talked to for years. He's an ex-editor, and he deadass posted out of where because he wanted to get more money and all these type of things and use me and use these things. That's why he wasn't for season 3. That's why we had a production company like Michael and Alan and Don and all those people. And I did a production company because I used him for season 2, but he wanted to be paid more and be on season 3, and that's why he texted me and all these things, but I never responded. So I don't know what he was trying to fucking do or get across or something like that, but he just wanted a paycheck, bro. And that was that with that. Fuck him.
Deshae's ex-editor who had this footage could have been released 3 years ago, holding on to it and even editing his other parts so that he could release them on YouTube, and only showing this now purely because he got mad that he wasn't going to be able to work with Deshae anymore and wasn't getting a response. Is again weird behavior. How are you going to knowingly see somebody put hands on this girl, know that you could have the footage that's going to enable?
You should have. If you cared, you didn't release this information because you gave a fuck. You released this information just honestly on some petty shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just messy all around. That nigga, the editor, just released it. Say he just woke up and was like, yo, I'm about to ruin Deshae shit today. Yeah, it's up. Cause you ain't give a fuck the fact that he hit the girl. He been did that. You should have been dropped this if it was about justice.
Or help her in that situation during the time and just not do anything for your own personal gain. I don't understand how he could come out now and even attempt to try and make it seem like he's a good guy by releasing this footage or showing anybody that he has this or that Shay did this, because he's just as bad as him. Selfish and being complacent in those actions when you have the ability to help and get the word out there. And Deshae doesn't do himself any favors either, because throughout the rest of this video, it's just a ton of excuses, one after another, even after he said himself he wasn't going to do that.
Oh, I was because she was mad, and I just literally, like, we had been hitting like going back and forth and her putting her hands on me and all these things like that I just didn't want to deal with that anymore. And obviously, bro, I couldn't take that shit. I would never ever just mainly because of her words. Her words do not do anything to me.
What you mean? That's what you did though, nigga. In the clip that we seen, she ain't put nothing on you. So that means her words affected you so much that you was like, nah, fuck that. And this is what I be talking about when I be like, niggas, don't be on this emotional shit, bro. When I talk about stop being emotional, these are effects of being emotional. People's words hurt you so much, they get you so much off your pivot to where now you start doing things out of body. Because again, listen to what he just said. He just said, oh, I didn't do that because of her words. Yes, you did, nigga. In the clip, we ain't see her put her hands on you first. You walked up to her and said, Haas. You know what I mean? It was her words that affected you.
Her before, and how that video is cut. It's cut up to show that, oh, I was just the fuck out of her and just mushed her. My plan was never to her. I mushed her. Literally, I'm 5'4", 130 pounds at that time, 135 pounds, something like that, literally. But it just simply, you know, I have a mother, I have a mom, I have a sister, I have 2 sisters, a little baby, and that's not who I am, 100%. There's no other evidence of me, literally, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. Me and my ex.
Look, bro, again, I hope that's the truth, and I hope, you know, I'm not wishing bad on nobody, bro, but all this is excuses, gang. At the end of the day, no matter what, I don't wish bad on nobody. I hope the Lord gives you grace. I hope that you're able to bounce back from this and become a better man, not for the internet shit, but really for yourself. And you know what I'm saying? Do what you're supposed to do. But everything you're saying is just excuses right here, brother.
Joke about it, whatever things, but I'm not that type of person, literally. And sometimes, you know, when your emotions, you get your emotions involved, and you let a girl rage bait you or get you to your lowest and to the force where you guys have to be physical with each other. Like that's an L on the man's part. And to anybody who ever watches me, don't ever do that. Let any person think that's okay. I see people, I've seen comments, I see whatever. Oh, Deshae, he was in the right. He was right. I was not in the right. I was completely wrong.
Deshae's video addressing this was 15 minutes long, and I won't sit here and lie to you and say some good information wasn't provided. Him giving context of the situation is one thing, but at a certain point in time, of you re-explaining things, you giving back context, you talking about how you're a really family-oriented person, how she was talking bad about your sister on a consistent basis, how she was apparently putting hands on you. It just seems like at a certain point, you were trying to provide excuses as to why you did this when there really aren't any excuses you can provide. Multiple times I've already shown you that he said his actions were deplorable, and he should have just left it at that. Talking about the editor situation, even talking about her apparently even coming back after she had the situation happen.
I'm saying all this, respect to my dog with the commentary, but I just want to see what else Deshae got to say.
Apologize, bro. You can't apologize and be like, yo, but she was speaking this way towards me, but, you know what I mean, you just gotta apologize, bro. You know what I mean? There's nothing really he can do except
That's what I said, bro. That's really all. Like, Deshae's video really should have just been a minute long. I'm sorry. I fucked up. Damn, like, this is bad. I'm sorry. And that's really all you can do. And the crazy thing about this shit is, bro, this life shit, you gonna start to learn that sometimes sorry's not enough. Sometimes your wrongdoing, a sorry just don't fix that shit, bro. Like, literally, you might work the rest of your life to try and get people's forgiveness back, but they don't have to forgive you, bro. It's really like, y'all, I don't know if y'all watching Invincible right now, and excuse me if I'm not trying to make light of the situation, but I feel like it's a great example. Anybody watching Invincible, my nigga Omni-Man came back to Earth after he done killed everybody, blew up buildings, and did a whole bunch of heinous shit. You know what I'm saying? And now he coming back to his wife like, I'm sorry. And nigga, you are public enemy #1 of Earth. Like, the only reason you not in handcuffs right now is because we know that you literally could just blow this bitch up with the flick of your finger. So, I mean, you're free to go, I guess, but I don't forgive you. Now, no spoilers. You know, we'll see. Some of us, if you know, you know, we know how that actually ended. But the point is, some crimes don't just go away with a sorry.
Apologize and take accountability. I mean, his actions are still inexcusable, but fucking hell, man.
I think he should have kept a little bit to himself, only because it's just not the time. I feel like, I mean, it kind of is the time because this is like his apology that everyone's gonna watch. It just sounded like an excuse, even if he's not trying to give excuses.
Regardless of who the person is that watched this reaction or even watched the initial situation, they're probably still not gonna be on Deshae's side. The problem with all of that is this isn't gonna actually cancel Deshae, at least in my eyes. But I feel like a lot of people would like for sponsors to pull out, people to not collab with them. And even as I showed you, Jason Wynn was gonna have an event with them.
Is this?
Yeah, I don't think this is the end of Deshae, and I don't hope that it's the end for Deshae. I don't hope it's for the end for nobody. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if I did something wrong, you know, I would want grace too. Shit, you would. You know? I don't know this nigga. So I'm not gonna sit here and wish bad on nobody, but it's like, I said what I said, bro. Just because you want everybody to forgive you, that don't mean that that's what's gonna go down. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. I feel like at this point we're just kind of talking in circles, saying the same thing over and over again. So y'all let me know your thoughts on the situation. My name's Berto. Where you at, Berto? Where you at, family? Join the Twitch stream so you never miss a live reaction. Streaming tonight, by the way. I love y'all. I'm gone.
Where you at, Berto? I made this shit look sweet.